Good morning. It's May 13th. It is now 10:02. I'll call the meeting to order. Mr. Eldon Callan.
Here.
Mr. Ed Hawkins.
Here.
And Mr. Tom Bloom here. This time, if we rise for a moment of silent meditation and pledge to the flag. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. At this time, we will have consent and approval. We will have our county administrator talk about exonerations, fiduciary orders, minutes, pay vouchers, miscellaneous bonds, and budget revisions. And we will have that right at this time. Okay.
Okay, exonerations, there are 6 listings, $3,365.25 for tax years 13 or 14. And there are 3 corrections on the tickets for Phillips, Minova, and CSL Holdings. We have fiduciary orders as of May 13. Vouchers, General County Fund, $90,700.11. General County Fund Purchasing Card, $5,013.11. Coal Severance Fund, $20,463.60. Chestnut Ridge Park, $3,930.43. Mason-Dixon Park, $53.08. Mason-Dixon Park Purchasing Card, $32.32. Assessor's Valuation Fund, $3,371.52. Morgantown Industrial TIF, $52,078.97. Mon General TIF, $112,611. Star City TIF, $68,940.67. University Town Center, $155,765.28. For a total of $512,960.09, and no budget revisions.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, it passes. At this time, we will have comments from the public. Anyone would like to speak, please state your name and your address. Is there anyone here from the public? Okay, no one here from the public. Oh, I didn't know. Did you? We have comments from the public. Is that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, seeing that there's no one from the public that wants to speak, we close that. At this time, we'll have Miss Renetta McClure coming down for grants. She's on conference call. We will come back to that. Since we are a little early, but it's perfect timing, we have Jambi and Tracy Nabenshoe, right? Nabenshoe. I was so worried about messing that name up the whole time, and then I messed it up on the radio. But if you would want to come forward, I have the computer. Tracy is the Sustainability Director of Facility Services at WVU, or I call her the Guru of Recycling. It would help us. And if you just hit the tab, and if the 3 of us wanted to just go down there and just look at the computer, or we can do it this way. Basically, yesterday, because of Tracy, and I really want to thank Tracy for her willing volunteer and getting this all started, working with Jambi and then myself. We've set up a website for recycling, and I'll just throw it over to you two.
Okay. And, go ahead, Tracy.
Yeah, so the idea is just that for the county recycling program that there's one official place to go for information, and we keep the website simple, clear, and give people the information they need to know about the program quickly and in an organized fashion so they can see it and get on their way. You know, we don't want recycling to be rocket science. We want it to be easy and convenient for people, so the website's set up in such a way that we hope it does that. So right on the main page, we wanted first and foremost to be the guide so people know what they can and cannot recycle, what's accepted there in the program, so they can click it and print it for, you know, to hang on their refrigerator or whatever they want to do at home. And then kind of the basic details, when they can recycle, where they can recycle. We'll be tracking statistics that Republic gives for tonnages after all the recycling Saturdays. And then just some ability to be able to contact Jambi about the program with questions or comments. and then to be able to volunteer for recycling Saturdays.
And we got our first volunteer last night from the site. So that was great. That
Yeah,
was
that
really,
is
really
good.
nice to see.
Yeah.
And,
Go ahead.
And you can see right up here, of course, we have the headings up there and all the different breakdowns, but our next recycling event is May 16th, which is on there, and the locations and everything. And then we have upcoming events over here to the left, and what we're going to be doing here soon. And then this is what, I don't know if you guys have been on it yet or not. What am I doing here, Trace?
Yeah.
That's what you can bring to recycle. It can be enlarged by clicking on it, and then you can print it, like you said, to put it on your website or on your refrigerator. And then up on top, we have, yeah. These are the different, the maps on there, the weekday recycling at Westover with the mayor has been very gracious to host back there. And there's a picture of what they've done over there and their times and everything. And then,
Picture of me on there, Jamie?
I'm sorry?
You got a picture of me on there?
No, we thought it would break down with everything down if we put that thing on it.
We didn't want threats on it.
But we also have the western end of the county with, Mason-Dixon and Arnottsville and Wagetown and how to get there and their addresses and everything. And once again, we also let people know that at Westover and at ours, we're single stream.
Right.
But when you go to the western end, it's source separated. So there's a slight change out there, but Marion County is doing that, and they're doing source separated, and they're baling and doing their own recycling out and collecting that stuff. So that's why they want to do it that way.
Yeah, I was surprised when looking at the tonnage, how much we had done.
Right, we've done, and I was going to get to that. But right here we have a spot on here where you can find other recycling opportunities such as electronics and clothing and textiles,
Appliances.
household hazardous waste, where we would direct you to the MUB website to do that, and the medications, the take-backs, and all that. So tires, and our tire day's coming up July 11th, Saturday at Sam's, 8 to 2 with the DEP, and then a confidential document shredding with Pace. So, and then I think here's what you're talking about, Tom.
Right.
Our stats for the first three months we've been doing it. And as you can tell, the first month of February was the blizzard. We did 3 tons. And I think the reason there was maybe a spike, and it's going to be interesting to see how it works out, but we did 17 ton in March, and I believe that was because everybody still had all their stuff piled up and
Right.
took in. And then last month we did 12 tons. So we'll see what May brings us, and we'll be able to track it as we go through.
Well, just to give you an idea, that's 30 tons, and the city of Morgantown, before they got started, when they went to single stream, I believe they did like around 75
Yeah,
tons
75.
the entire year. So
Right.
we're already halfway in 2 months, so it's showing it's working,
Right.
and the people are interested in it.
Right.
Right. And we'll see with the website and one location to get information too, what the tonnages will be for
Right.
May, June.
Yes.
And also, you see when you go to the More button, the volunteer section is right there, and then people fill it out. Like I said, we got our first one last night, which I was pretty tickled to death when I got up this morning and seen it, and responded back about 7:20 this morning, and we emailed back and forth a couple times this morning already, and so we're gonna look at other opportunities, continued with tires, household hazardous waste,
Right.
and the people are calling about paints. We're probably gonna put a fact section in there also for, frequently asked questions, and try to give some answers that way also, and hopefully, sometime maybe later in the summer, we can maybe get together with Star City, Westover, Morgantown, ourselves, Republic, and maybe have a little roundtable discussion about how they think their recycling is going, and all those types of things. So,
And with the mayor and the city manager, with your permission, if approved, we'd like to put your websites connected to that website. So if someone's in the city of Morgantown or in Westover, and those are the kind of things that we're looking to do. And I like that idea, maybe twice a year, since we were talking about, if not regionalizing, but at least get our county together and coming up with different programs. I know the other thing that we had talked about, Jamie has made contact and we're talking to the health department. In Oregon, they started recycling food. Now, whether it's to composting or for animals or for how we can help the homeless, but the health department would have to be involved with that. But you have all this food that's being thrown away. When we talk about recycling, that's just one other area that the West Coast is doing. We would be the first in this area doing that. And again, we have this entire year to come up with ideas and plans. How it's picked up and all that, that's down the road. But I believe that there's interest, and maybe we can work with some of the volunteer groups that might be willing to go pick it up if they know that they're getting the free food. So to me, first I want to congratulate both of you, and especially Tracy. Tracy went out on a limb when we met with her and said, I'm willing to work with you. And I want to congratulate you and WVU for willing to work with us. And I've already reached out to the WVU student body president. He is wanting to get involved. Then we're going to have that volunteer group too. So we have a real movement right now. And the nice thing is we've put some money up. The 3 county commissioners said that this is important. I know we don't want to be in recycling, but right now this is what we are given as an opportunity. So we want to really move forward on it. And I don't know if the other two want to say anything, but I want to say I'm real excited. We were on the radio yesterday. A lot of positive comments. That girl who's already volunteered, I saw her Facebook. She's already put it up. 2 people, so it's now going viral. So again, I want to thank you. I don't know if the two of you want to say
One
something.
question, since we are in
Yeah.
partnership with Marion County, do you have any report on their success?
I've talked to them, Ed, and right now they haven't compiled all the stats yet together, but I have
Good
talked
idea.
to them. We've moved some bins around for the mayor back there. He wanted to get smaller bins to put it in his, he's made like a fenced in area over there. So, they got bigger bins out now in some of the areas for that. I know the cardboard,
Yes.
like at Mason-Dixon's bin, and, they asked for maybe 2 bins of cardboard. I made that. Over at Arnottsville, it's been a lot of plastic, number 2 plastic, it seems like, that they've been collecting over there, and cardboard and paper. Wagetown I went out and looked there. I don't know if they picked much up out there yet or not, but bigger bins are helping them because they don't have to make as many
Right.
trips to save gas and everything. So they haven't really given me a report, but we have talked, and also in that roundtable, I think they need to be part of that roundtable too, to come in when we discuss, about other parts of recycling.
And talking about that, and first of all, we forgot to say the name of the website.
Oh, yeah, that's
We
right.
talked all about it, I just realized.
MonCountyRecycling.com.
Pretty easy.
Very easy, oncountyrecycling.com.
And it comes right up, Ben pulled it up on his phone this morning,
And one of the things we might do in that roundtable, I know Ed has been working on too, is one of the concerns is about competition. And the way the legislature is, I believe once you have one group in, they get a certificate and they're not allowed, whether it's involved in trash or not, they're the only ones that have, it's almost like a monopoly. And something we want to maybe look at to see where we could get some others to come in and maybe have actual competition. Because right now we don't. And that is not in our hands, that's in the legislative hands. So, is there anything else? Sheldon, did you?
You know what question I'm asking? How much is this costing?
well, this here,
Yeah,
$50.85, I think.
Yeah, $50.
a year?
Give Diane
A year.
A year?
A year, $50, yes. So we're very
Is that
excited.
all right?
My heart's feeling.
That's what, so, we had to buy the
$25 for
website.
the site,
Right.
To get one of the names off of it, and then, I think it was $1.17 to be hosted somewhere else, I think it was.
Yeah,
So I think it's $50.17.
yeah, and everything's coming out of the recycling
Good
budget.
deal, good deal.
And then,
Go ahead.
that's right, go ahead.
Can you show that chart where you had that chart of
The tonnage,
tonnage?
yeah.
There's something that I've been wanting, I've been getting after. In addition to tonnage, I would like to see additional reports. as to where that goes.
Okay.
As to how much is actually put into a value product and a dollar, and what the dollar signs are at the other end. I think that is, I've been looking at a lot of recycling programs and stuff, and only one or two actually talk about the actual performance in value and dollars at the other end. Most of them just report that. I would, if we're moving ahead on this, I would like to be in the forefront
Okay.
and actually be able to show, not only are we collecting this tonnage, but that this tonnage is creating a real value, and that it's not ultimately ending up in the dump anyway.
Right.
So taking tonnage, that's a very important measure of how much participation you have. As to, in terms of evaluating the overall success of the program, which the purpose of the program is to make fewer things go to landfill, to make use of usable items that have some value at the other end. I would like to see the other two reports that justify it.
Sure.
Otherwise, you've got a program that's making people feel good, but not necessarily doing any of the ultimate goal things, which is to use products over and over again to protect the earth.
Right.
So without those other two reports, you can't measure that.
And you know that this goes to Republic, from Republic to Green Star up
Right.
in Noble Island. So
Right.
that,
Well, I want-
that's how that process
Right,
would work.
and I know we gotta get the information from them, but
Right.
we've got to get the information. Otherwise, we are just paying them double for doing the same thing.
And that's where these numbers come from Republic, so we'll
I
just have to
understand.
Yeah.
extrapolate the other part.
We'll have
Okay.
to get them to give the rest of the information so we can
Right.
truly judge the success of what the recycling program is doing.
And just to give you an example of what we do at WVU to kind of see what kind of material is
Right.
coming out,
Evaluate,
because
yeah.
ours is also through Republic. Republic is WVU's contracted vendor for recycling. So we actually do an audit of our recyclables through Green Star periodically. We're trying to do it quarterly. And they'll give us a percentage mix to say, okay, 60% of what you had was
That would be great.
cardboard and paper.
Right.
And it's sold
And kind
for
of here's
such
what
and
the
such.
commodity market is for it. And then that lets you know too, what, for us on campus, we like to know, okay, if we're recycling so much paper, how can we use less paper to begin with?
Right.
Right.
Those sorts of things. So that's kind of how
Well, that-
we do it, to give you an example.
exactly
Green
what I'm
Star can
talking
give you a
about.
percentage
Okay.
rate.
I want us to have the same information that WVU thinks is
then-
necessary, because I think it's necessary.
Then I was gonna ask the city of Morgantown if that be possible too. Jeff, I know I'm putting you on the spot, but would you be willing to provide those statistics so that we can show county-wide how much we're saving and what we're saving in the dumps? Because people don't
You
understand.
gotta save in the dumps and save in the earth.
Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't understand. By people, half their garbage is recycling, then we're not putting that in the dump. So that's something we could work on if that's okay with you.
That information. Yeah,
No, I think it's
good
a,
suggestion.
Yeah.
Because it's not a pure figure. You
Right.
know that a percentage of that total tonnage ends up in the dump anyway.
7 to 8%.
Yeah.
Well, that's what you need to check all the time, to
Right.
keep
To
monitor
verify.
it, and make sure that your
Right.
program is working effectively.
And that waste audit can show you, they call that the residual, and they
That's
can
a
show
great
you
idea.
the percentage that's residual.
Right, and that will show the success of our program overall.
yeah, well, as I said, these are the kind of things, and we have in the suggestions that people can come up with new suggestions or certain type of recycling. We talked to Jeff. There's also going to be on our website.
Right, there's gonna be a connection on our website. Jeff and I talked yesterday, and I think he's getting with Jamie Manley, I believe, right?
Yes.
And he's gonna have it, it'll be on the left-hand side, I believe, on the bottom, so there'll be a direct link from the county commission website to recycling. Once you click on recycling, it'll go right to our website and give you the information that's on here.
And one other thing, so you all know, and this is really good. There's been a shakeup, as we read in the paper. Mark Osborne I think he was with the city of Morgantown, who we've worked years ago.
He was with BFI,
Hi. And he's
Years ago.
excellent to work with.
and then he went, I guess BFI maybe did something different,
And
and
then
so
came
his
back.
career changed over to waste management, and then they brought him back to Republic.
And we're gonna come up with some different contracts, which we'll bring back to you all to look at. So we're not signing anything for next year, but we are looking and, discussing
We talked this
different
morning
options.
about it again, I guess.
Oh, good.
So there's
Yeah, discussing options.
We'll work on it.
That's fine.
Yes, and we will bring it back for a work session and then to be approved. But again, it's something we definitely will keep it under budget. That's something that I will guarantee that we will
That makes
keep
me
it.
smile too.
Yes, I know, that's why,
You may
that's
be
why.
happy with the number that's
Yeah,
coming up.
that's why it also would be nice to sell the equipment, but we'll look at that too, but that's down the road. But is there anything else, again, Tracy, Jamie, I can't say enough because I think the public is very pleased. I think we're moving forward, and it isn't just, people think plastics, and, well, first of all, glass, people still do not realize we're taking glass, and a lot of people don't understand it. So we're gonna get the word out.
We have about 19 items, I believe, 19
Yes.
to 20 items you can recycle on this chart, so.
And also at this time, I will throw out, the mayor, since you were here, I asked you also to be here. I know you had to spend amount of money to fence in the recycling project. Roughly was around $10,000.
Just a little shot,
Up to $10,000. What I was going to request, and we could put on the work session, is that if we would pay $2,500 of it out of our recycling budget of that $25,000, because that way he can keep it open more, and then the next $2,500 in the next year's budget out of recycling to help pay for the fencing, which is helping to pay for our recycling on a daily basis. So again, all this money's coming out of recycling.
We're gonna see a plan on this?
Sure, if you'd like.
I'm gonna see a plan. I don't
Okay.
hand out money that easy.
Okay. Okay, if I would sit down with you and we could show how we would come up with a
I'll see a
plan.
plan.
But the nice part is that was money already budgeted, but only 25.
Well, I appreciate that. I still
Sure,
wanna see the plan.
no problem. Okay, well, that's something we're gonna look at.
And
Okay.
one more thing, Tom.
Sure.
HR Scott, our extension agent, also with your food project would be, I haven't gotten in touch with HR, but the extension office is where you really have to go with that.
Okay,
So I will be in touch with
Is,
HR.
Does Star City and Granville, does Republic do you single stream? Do
No,
they
we do
pick
our-
up,
No, we do our own. In Star City, we do our own.
what, recycling?
No, it's, single stream. We do, on every Thursday, we do it.
then what do you do with it? You take it,
We take it to Republic.
take it to
And they pay
Republic?
us 30% of what we take in.
Okay,
Ron,
And so,
say,
you do the same thing, so you have a day?
Monday, Tuesday.
Okay. Are you gonna put all that information? on
yes,
here?
yeah, that's
Oh,
what
that-
we're gonna be
oh,
sitting
that-
down,
So
yeah.
you're gonna put the whole thing? That's
Yeah.
great.
So it becomes a countywide
And for
system,
50
even though
for
individual.
$50.
For
make me
50
happy.
bucks.
Make me
Thank
happy.
Tracy. We have to thank Tracy for this. That's why I owe her one. She knew, we told him that, Eldon, we told her right away that it had to be inexpensive or you wouldn't approve it.
I appreciate that.
But great, is there anything else besides MonCountyRecycling.com we need to know? And now it's on tape and we're going to be
Right.
able to promote it.
And
We're
Ben
gonna-
has it.
And Ben has it. Again, I appreciate you taking the time and we look forward to working with you.
Of course, yep.
And then getting all the parties together maybe after July 1st when the new budget rolls around.
Good work,
Okay.
guys.
Thank you. Great work.
You want this back in your office?
Yeah, thanks. Okay. Thank you again. If we can go back to Miss Renetta McClure and grants, do we have any?
Well, I was hoping to have the Emergency Solutions Grant application to present to you today.
Okay.
I'm still waiting on Connecting Link to submit their portion. It is due in Charleston on Friday, so they were supposed to have it to me yesterday, but hopefully I'll get it sometime this morning.
Will you be able to overnight it?
Yeah, we'll overnight it,
Do
but
we
I
need to
still have to
approve it?
put it, yeah, we'll have to put it together, but I was hoping to have at least the budget number, what the total will be for the
Is there
request.
any way you can get them on the phone? Or does they have
I've
to
tried,
submit
I've tried, this morning.
it? Well, how many other things are stuck because of that one group?
The three, there's four altogether, so I'm missing the one.
So,
So what I was hoping to do, the president will have to sign the cover page. So I was hoping to get Tom to sign that with your all's permission, when it does come in, if we're out of meeting today. And then I'll just reaffirm it for the record for
okay,
next week.
will you say again what the name of the grant
It's
is?
this Emergency Solutions Grant Program, and that's what funds homeless initiatives, rapid rehousing for Mon County.
And what are the four?
Bartlett House, Caritas House, Connecting Link, and RDBIC.
Okay, I move that we authorize the president to sign that application to get it submitted by Friday.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
passes. Thank you. We're honored to have the city manager, Jeff McCorsky, here to talk about the Morgantown TIF district and anything else you'd like to talk about.
Thank you. Around 2006, 2007, the Sunnyside TIF district was established, and in the process of doing that, we had to set up a boundary of parcels within that TIF district, both by text, determining what the boundary is, that's the second page, and on the third page by map, which shows all the parcels that are in the TIF district. When that occurs at the assessor's office and the sheriff's tax office, the properties within those areas are identified as being a part of the TIF district. Increments on those properties then go to the TIF fund instead of the normal property tax procedure. It's come to our attention that there are 6 properties that were put originally on the list for the TIF district that are clearly not within the TIF district. So they were erroneously put on the list. The property owner came to us with the tax assessments, and it clearly states that they're part of the TIF district when they're not. Talking with the assessor, they didn't want to make any changes to any properties within the regarding the TIF district without first coming to the county commission and having the county commission validate that these properties shouldn't be within the TIF district. So I'm here to make a recommendation to county commission to
Just modify
by removing these 6 parcels that are clearly not within the TIF district off of the procedures and the financial part of the TIF district. The last page, I've got a close-up of the 6 properties. They're north of Highview Place. And the last couple pages are from our bond council. Basically, we bonded out the monies from that TIF district, and what that document says is that the increment on those properties that are erroneously put in there won't have an impact on our bond because there's so few money that would put into the overall fund. So there's no issue with any kind of bond issues.
Now, are they on the end here? Why don't you come up here, Jeff?
Sure.
If you
The
don't
next
mind.
page shows you this.
Well, well, yeah, but I can't
where it
place
is
it
not-
on the big map.
This is the large ACC property, so it's the property right above.
right above it. Okay.
So it's
Oh, I
this
see it.
direction.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see them.
You've got this little jut that goes out right
Yeah.
here.
Right here,
Yeah,
and those
Okay.
got moved in,
that's correct.
I can see.
Okay.
All right, so we just, okay.
You get it. I'll give him mine. Yeah. I'll give you
And
mine.
that large parcel is not in, or is it in?
Yes, the large parcel.
The large parcel is in,
That's correct.
and on the other side, they're also out, so Hill
Right.
Street's also out, okay.
Yes.
I got it. Okay,
And,
So-
and how that occurs is, when the TIF district was established, we set the TIF boundaries, but within the district, there's a project established. And Sunnyside Upper Campus Neighborhood Revitalization Corporation was the developer. Within their documents, we feel that there may have been those numbers added, those parcels added, and it didn't correspond to
Mapping
the,
here,
to the
clerical error.
map or to the text
now,
description.
is there anything you all have to do with the development office?
No,
No, you don't have to do it?
no, because we're not changing the boundaries.
Okay. I'm
He
just
just
making
happened to
sure,
accidentally
I'm just
get
trying to clarify, just to
Yes.
make sure.
Yeah.
How about any prior advance, it says.
Funds that got placed in there,
Yeah,
we'll have to figure out how that gets replaced, removed from the,
okay, so this will be retroactive, you will pay back anything that was paid to the TIF?
that's my understanding.
That,
Because-
well, I'm trying to compose a motion, so the city's willing to do that. I mean, there isn't a problem with the TIF going
No.
retroactive. From what I read from the letter from Tom,
Right.
it's Tom Amon, he says that it appears that he's talking retroactively also, but I wasn't certain.
Yeah, because there's such a few
It's such a
dollars
small
involved.
amount.
That's correct.
So, okay, I would move that we authorize the assessor to work with the city manager of the city of Morgantown, Mr. McCorsky, to effect the removal of these 6 properties from any TIF documents, which appears to be present because of a clerical error, and to work out the financial adjustments with the city for any previously paid amount to the TIF project.
And the sheriff's tax office. I think
And the,
they have to do-
oh, yes. Authorize the assessor and the sheriff's tax office to do the same.
Thank you.
Second.
It's been properly moved, second, and also explained. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? It passes. 2 quick questions for you. Do you have any idea, have you been given an update of when they may start and finish Beechhurst Avenue paving? Have you been given any general?
Yeah, our city engineer's been working with the state, and I think they were looking to start right around June.
Oh.
June 16th, I heard.
Yeah,
Okay.
sometime in June.
And do you know when they might want to have completion date?
I haven't heard a completion date, but I do know that they will be doing the work in the evenings,
Oh.
like they do all
Okay.
state contracts.
Oh, that's-
So it won't have an impact on
Good.
transportation during the day.
Okay. And also, the question on the 3rd Street intersection.
Yes.
Do you know when that may be, is that still in discussion stages, or?
No, we've actually bid the project
Oh.
out for construction. We're expecting it to start with the demolition of a property that was acquired
Right.
in June, and probably late June and throughout July, that project will be taking place, which
Okay.
would be widening the right-of-way, reducing the elevation of University Avenue about 5 feet, coming into 3rd Street, and at 3rd Street, it would be a more level intersection, and then there would be a signaled intersection at that,
Oh.
at 3rd Street.
Well, thank you, because I know there's a lot of questions,
Yes.
and we knew you knew about it, but we're,
Yes,
yeah.
and we just, as Campus Neighborhoods met this morning and talked about it, and
Oh.
we're going to be putting together a routing, a detour routing plan, trying to decide what the best way
Yeah.
is, so that it doesn't impact both
The neigh-
Beechhurst and University Avenue.
Great.
So, and that will be coming out in the paper and getting it to everyone.
Okay, and maybe we could also put it on our website too, once you get it, so that could help people out, okay?
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you very much.
Okay, we have Lockview Limited Partnership requesting letter of support.
This is a continuation of a development that's ongoing in Grafton Road, Lockview Townhouses. The owners are asking for the commission's letter of support for the low-income housing tax credit program. So I just prepared a letter, we've done this before, that the construction of the above-named development and the allocation of federal housing tax credits available under IRC Section 42 for said development will help to meet the housing needs of Monongalia County. Accordingly, Monongalia County supports the allocation of federal housing tax credits without qualification or limitation requested for the Lockview Townhouse development.
There's no one here with this out. Okay, this is a project that we've approved in the past.
Sure.
Their first phase project, and they were here and presented before, and basically it's just an extension of what they presented before, so I
Okay.
feel very comfortable to move to send this letter of support.
Second.
It's been properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, it passes. Thank you. We have resolution in support of the Tiger Grant, which I'm sure we definitely want.
And Bill Austin is here to read that.
Sure.
Bill Austin's
Mr.
here.
Austin,
Come on, Bill.
come on down.
Thank you very much. Mr. President, Commissioners, as you know, the MPO has been working on a University Avenue Complete Street study, and the consultants have had the steering committee kickoff meeting for that study, but also we are coordinating with the 3rd Street project that the city's working on with the TIF district. Since we started the study, the Federal Highway Administration has released a notice for grant applications for Tiger grants for the type of complete streets improvements that we're looking at, and the city has agreed to submit a Tiger grant application to implement the plan that we're developing. The MPO is working very closely with the city on that grant application, and one of the things that they would like us to have is good political support for any Tiger grant application. We've talked with Star City. They're considering a resolution in support of that. Granville will also consider a resolution in support of that, and we will be bringing a resolution in support of that Tiger grant application before the MPO Policy Board, which meets next week. We respectfully request that the County Commission consider a resolution of support for the city's Tiger grant application.
Can you read that, Bill?
Certainly. Resolution supporting an application for funds to implement a complete streets plan on University Avenue and the adjacent corridor. Whereas the Morgantown Monongalia Metropolitan Planning Organization's 2040 Long-Range Transportation Plan calls for University Avenue and the adjacent corridor to be improved to serve as a safe and efficient multimodal corridor in accordance with the MPO's and the City of Morgantown's adopted complete streets policies. And whereas University Avenue and the adjacent corridor is the fastest growing area in the City of Morgantown and Monongalia County, and whereas the Monongalia County Commission recognizes that the economic well-being of all citizens in Monongalia County are linked together, and whereas University Avenue is a major transportation corridor that directly or indirectly impacts traffic operations throughout the urban area, and whereas the Morgantown Monongalia MPO, with the support of the West Virginia Department of Transportation and the Federal Highway Administration, has joined with West Virginia University, the Campus Neighborhoods Revitalization Organization, study set up, and the City of Morgantown to engage a consultant to perform a detailed study identifying in detail the improvements needed to reach the MPO's 2040 Long-Range Transportation Plan's vision and to address the impacts of the area's rapid growth. And whereas the United States Department of Transportation is requesting applications for funds from the Transportation Investment Generating Economic Recovery Tiger Competitive Grant Program for use to implement the comprehensive vision for complete streets treatment of University Avenue and the adjacent corridor as being the 2-mile portion of University Avenue from Beechurst Avenue, US 119 to Patterson Drive, between Walnut Street and Willowdale Drive being further planned for in the University Avenue Complete Streets study, and whereas the City of Morgantown is applying for a Tiger grant for the implementation of this plan, now therefore be it resolved that the Monongalia County Commission supports the City of Morgantown's application for a Tiger grant to address the area's transportation needs.
Move to adopt the resolution as read.
Second?
Been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, it passes 3-0. Thank you, Jim. Can it be black or blue? It just doesn't matter. Okay.
Black and blue.
Black and blue. Okay.
This one?
Sure. Okay. Okay, we're going to hold off an executive session till the end. I noticed that, do we have any correspondence, since it doesn't, was there any correspondence that you received? Because it's not in there, but,
One thing I have is, well, two things actually.
sure.
Requisition for payment of capitalized interest on Series 2014A excise tax bonds. This is request number 3, the amount of $165,740.16.
What was that?
$165,740.16. It's the total amount requested to be dispersed to pay capitalized interest on the Series 2014A excise tax bonds pursuant to this requisition.
Okay. Do we need to prove that?
Yes.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. Okay.
And a second, I've received the completed memorandum of agreement between the Department of the Army and the County Commission. This has been signed by the clerk
Relax.
and is now in effect.
Great.
So we'll be sending them the money that's been collected from municipalities for the operation of the lock. And we have received another check from the city of Westover.
City of Westover contributed, we contributed, a lot of people contributed.
Excellent.
So
I
no
also-
action required on
Yeah.
that, just for your information.
I also received a letter, and I did give it to Ben already. It's from Haley Hunn, who's working with the West Virginia Black Bears as a student intern, and she's a coordinator of volunteering host family programs for ball players this summer. Host families exist to give the ball players a place to stay and a little sense of home while in Morgantown. Since they're only here for a short amount of time, it's difficult to find landlords willing to lease apartments, so they're looking for people in the community during this 38 home games that they would be able to stay for roughly half the summer. And there's an application process that you can write to Black Bears, and I just wanted to put it on the record. I'll give you a copy of this letter, but I did say that it would go on record, and that if there are any questions, to please contact the West Virginia Black Bears. Basically, there's just a questionnaire, and it's potential host families required to complete it. And since this community has been open arms for, this baseball facility, maybe we can also help some of the people. And basically, it's just offering them a room for this period of time. And we're just I just wanted that information.
Can you put them to work while they're in your house?
They can, when they're not,
Oh, in
yeah.
the back 40?
Yeah, I'd like them to do the backyard.
Ed,
Yeah,
you
maybe.
There's the back 40.
The back. But again, I think
thought,
it's,
Ed, you could put 2 or 3 to work out there on your farm.
yeah, that would be true. Unfinished business. Oh, here we go. Confirmed purchase of furniture, fixtures, and equipment for the Justice Center. I know we had a discussion last week about this, and do you want to say anything about it at all, or?
That's just what we went over, so we can, we've done the purchase orders and sent them to Silling to go ahead and proceed, so we just need to.
Move forward.
Move to confirm.
Second.
Been properly moved to confirm in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Passes. Fantastic. Now, that's the good news. Now, this news. Consideration to accept bid for roof at former nurses' residence.
We went over the bids. We had 2 bids last week, and Mansueto and Son did complete the bid. They were the low bidder for $70,225.
When we met, we discussed recommendation that the health department pay for half of it. We received a letter back saying that that was not put in their budget at this time. However, they have over $1 million sitting, which is 3 months operating expenses, which just sits there. And I still believe that we should ask them to take it out of there while that $1 million sits there. I would still like to have them take and pay for half of it, considering that they're also getting the money in the rental fees from there, and I believe it's only fair. That is my recommendation. It's up to the other 2 individuals. What you can always ask.
He said, I think he said he'd be willing to pay it back over time. We could always do that. Why don't we need to fix the roof.
Yes.
So why don't I move to fix the roof and to have Dr., what's his name? Lee Smith to come in and meet with us to talk about the financial arrangements, but let's go ahead and authorize the fixing of the roof.
Second.
Okay, I think that's a good suggestion. It's been properly moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Those funds are in a CD right now.
What funds are in CD?
The money.
reserve.
Oh,
The health department.
Okay.
That's why he said, pay it
Oh,
back
I see
over
what-
time. That's why I
gotcha.
said it would be better to sit and
Okay, well, yeah,
talk to him.
you're right. Okay. 4-H rate contract for consideration.
Do you-
We don't have it.
I have it.
Yeah,
Okay.
Basically,
Sure.
this was a special contract since there was going to be a contribution from the County Commission for Food Services, wanting to make sure that, again, that 4-H was paying as much as they should, so it boiled down to having a contract that was special and separate from the other and would I believe, let's see, it is for food, 57.72, and lodging, 50.40, so you have 108.
Right.
And 12 cents that each person would be paying to county commission for the food and lodging. The rest would be the subsidy that we're getting from the state as well as this county commission.
Correct.
And I would move to approve this.
I'll second that. It's also my understanding that all parties were very much supportive in establishing this rate
Yes.
as being a fair.
Yes.
Very
Well,
fair.
it was to make sure that 4-H paid.
Right.
you know,
But I mean, to be fair,
Yes.
but it'd be
It is,
fair
yes,
to
it
all
is,
participants.
yes, it
Yes.
is. It has a complete breakdown on, which when I
Right,
sign it
yeah.
here, if it's passed, and most you can see.
Okay, so it's been moved, second, okay, any other discussion? Okay, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? And I think it's good that we have it actually in writing so we can look at it each year.
Yes.
You can sign too.
And this is something that we've already agreed upon and discussed, but we got it actually in financial terms. Thank you. Okay, moving forward, new business, and I do see there's some people here who are quite interested in this. Funding for the Arnottsville heating unit, letter from Phil Magro. If you want to explain, what we wanted to do was to give them funding and then also offer them a loan.
Right.
That's what our recommendation was. However,
I prepared a loan agreement with the thought in mind that Phil Megro needed to look at this because
Right.
it's
Yeah,
different from a
right.
public service
Yes.
district. I sent the contract to him, and he did answer that this, the commission is not allowed to provide a loan to anyone other than a public service commission where they're providing a service of water and sewer. So because this is a Arnottsville Community Association, it does not meet the qualifications for a loan. So we can't do it.
This sentence troubles me. Because it says, therefore you advise that it is my opinion and judgment that Monongalia County Commission cannot appropriate or lend any funds to provide a non-interest loan to the center which will allow them to purchase and install a heating system for their building all at one time. It is my opinion and judgment that the Monongalia Commission does not have the power and authority to do what was envisioned by your email. We can give them all the money, but we can't give them all the money. He's saying we can't give them all the money, and because we give them this extra money to fix their heating system, they will save substantial amount of money next winter, and we can't recoup any of that money? I mean, it's like, we need a clarification on this, because it seems to say that what he's saying here is we can't even give them the money for the heating system. That is not very clear to me. It says you cannot appropriate
But I think
or lend.
appropriate or lend any funds to provide a non-interest loan.
a loan, yeah. Well, that's what,
But logically, it makes no sense.
No, it says appropriate or loan.
would it be,
Appropriate is a gift.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, throwing out, what would happen if we would give the money and they would voluntarily agree
No,
to?
that's the same thing. I mean,
Well,
what this says here is you cannot appropriate money to them, and I just don't think that's right. That's what that says to me.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that,
Yes.
Tom? You see that sentence?
but I thought it meant specifically for the
No,
loan.
Read this sentence.
Okay, let me,
I mean, you gotta read it,
Okay,
the
let me read the
entire
whole thing.
sentence. When you
Okay.
read the entire sentence,
therefore you advise that.
appropriate or lend.
Or lend.
Oh,
Appropriate
Well-
or lend any funds. There's no division there, so it's appropriate to the center which would allow to purchase and install, or lend.
okay, now the way, again, I'm not an English person, you are, I look at it appropriate, a non-interest loan, or lend a non-interest loan. That's how I read it And maybe it's, I see what you're saying. It could be interpreted either
Well,
way.
I'm not an English literature major, but I am
Okay, English
I am a
man.
journalist. I was a journalist.
It is legalese.
It is legal,
It's
yeah.
legal. It is legalese.
It's to cover
and-
both
and
sides.
It does.
My legal background says that
And-
says that we cannot give them any money for the heating system either.
See, I look at it differently. I think it's appropriate.
That's why you have lawyers. You end up in court.
Yes.
And you
Yes.
sue. You throw your money away.
Well, that's why
with lawyers fight.
we
with one
do
another.
need a clarification.
Okay.
We need clarification.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That's what made no sense with this letter. That made no
Right.
sense with this letter. You got. Yeah, but you're interpreting that sentence
Yes.
to justify what we've done in the past.
Right.
As a typical lawyer, I'm interpreting that sentence as to how I might be sued in the future.
Future, yes.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Okay, if I could ask, what would happen if we delayed it 1 week? Wasn't there a timeline? And if you want to state your name that way.
Sure, so I'm Jennifer Steele. We're actually, there
June 1st.
are two sources of funding that must be expended by June 30th. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
10,000 from the commission from last year,
Right.
that was the award, and then 9,000 in a community participation program grant.
Right.
That's already been extended once, and so I think the likelihood of extending it again is low. But what we did learn since we met last week is that we don't actually have to have the entire project done by the end of June, that we can apply it toward the down payment. We verified with the development office, because we weren't sure if we could submit on a down payment for
Right.
reimbursement. And so we verified with them that we can do that, which buys us a little bit more time.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
So then we can find out
Right.
if we could send it back and ask for a clarification of
Well,
that.
I'd just like to have Phil come in next week.
Sure.
We don't have a big formal thing, just
Okay.
in the work session. I just want to make sure that the way Ed and I are reading it is not the way he intended it.
Hypothetically, if we were to move,
Go ahead.
I mean,
Go ahead.
that it would actually
Go
go
ahead.
in our favor, is it a possibility that a voluntary, again, because we can't ask you to pay back, but a voluntary payment would be possible? I
think it's possible, we would explore that, yes.
Yes, okay.
Well,
But that's,
there's another backdoor way of doing this, which I don't like, but I mean, let's be real. We're trying to help this community association out. It's a valuable asset to that community.
yes,
Would be that we just give you an advance on future funding,
Funding,
okay.
and you plan it that way. You understand what I'm saying?
building it into your budget.
You plan it that way, that over the next 5 years, we're going to reduce your appropriation by $2,000 a
Right.
year or something like that.
Yeah, that's
We
an
could
idea.
also do it that
Okay.
way and say, okay, for the next 5
Yeah.
years, you're not gonna get what the other community
Right.
associations, you're gonna get $8,000. I mean,
Okay.
that's why I have
Okay.
trouble with this letter, because we can do all this other stuff, but we can't just
Yeah.
say, hey, this is what we're doing.
I think the concept is all three of us want to move forward.
And I'm not saying that Phil's wrong, because the legislature does weird things all the time. but-
Yeah, yeah, we want to move forward on this. We just want to make sure it's legally correct so that,
Certainly.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't want to get anyone get in trouble.
yeah,
Just the only concern, I'm Alan Steele,
okay.
just the only concern we would have is kind of the contractor's reaction to this, because there's been kind of an off and on. So that's,
Well,
but.
yeah, but I think we're moving forward. It's just a matter of how we're going to get you the money. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in terms of timing, you're right, that's really the only, he is a businessman, so we want
Yes.
to keep him engaged, but, right.
And we want the
have-
lower price because he's willing to get
And
started.
we're not looking to change our minds
Yeah.
about this collectively, I don't think.
We just have to find the correct way
We
of doing
just
it.
got to structure it properly.
Yeah.
Actually, we can move, having Phil come in is a different issue.
Right.
Because we could go ahead, I think, but I just want to make sure, because if we can't appropriate to these community associations,
We
we're
got-
gonna have to take a whole lot of money from a whole lot of people.
Yeah.
But I don't think he meant that. I just want him
Sure.
to say, no, I do not mean that.
Okay. Well, we'll put that on next week to meet with Phil and clarify, but I don't foresee a problem with that. Is there anything else you needed to hear or know from us before you feel okay? Okay, new item, accept resignation from Park Superintendent from,
I don't actually have a written letter.
okay.
I think.
Jessica did send an email. I
Okay.
did speak, this is Jessica Smith at Mason-Dixon Park. And I did speak to her because she was giving 2 weeks' notice from the email that I received, and I asked her to stay on if she would to help us until the end of the month, and she agreed to do this. So effective, and I will have her send you a letter regarding that.
Yeah, we should wait until we get the letter.
Okay, okay, but we know that's coming then?
Yes.
Okay, approval of seasonal employees for Camp Muffley.
I have no exact figures or positions. I just know that they need to start hiring lifeguards, park staff.
They
Same
did.
with Chestnut Ridge also.
Let me explain. There are resumes or applications that were refilled out for 2 workers that were groundskeepers and 1 lifeguard that were employed by Camp Muffley last year. So we thought it was not necessary that they actually come in to be identified, since they have been identified and have worked for the camp before, and they have a new filing of application. That way, if approved, then we could go ahead and let them start doing the mowing to alleviate that which Bobby and Carlos have had to do for this particular park at this time.
We still need a letter, salaries, terms of employment.
Okay.
We need something from them, even if they physically don't have to come because we've
Okay.
approved them in the past.
Okay.
I don't mind, I mean, unless there's an exception, I don't mind seeing the same people over and over again, because then they get to see us.
Okay.
Yeah.
They- You know, I don't know how many people that have come before us, over the last number of years I've been here, that have seen me out and said, I was so glad I came there because now I know who you are and I get to see you. So most people
The,
don't
well,
mind.
the only thing here was expediency to get the mowing.
Right.
Oh, I
taken over
understand.
by- I mean, I'm certain we can instruct Lori to come in and, and have them be presented if we could accept their employment so we could begin the mowing. That's probably the key element here. It's not the lifeguard. We obviously don't need
it's
a
not.
lifeguard yet.
Well, can you tell us who the mowing and what the terms are?
I believe it's up front that I did see the resume. If you would ask Colleen.
So
Yeah.
so we know what we're approving.
Right.
We'll approve the mowing right now
Yeah.
then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that would have to be.
Just,
Yeah,
yeah, just to alleviate, I mean,
Okay, I just want to know who, what, when, where, why, right, Ben? Gotta know that.
James. And maintenance, we have 3, okay? And they are Ruskin, Alexander Nicholas Ruskin, and Kenneth Atkins, and James Montague.
And
we
these
don't
are-
have the terms.
These are for the mowing, though.
These are mowing and maintenance,
Okay,
yes.
Are they temporary summer, or how do you
They
do that?
they were all,
Season.
Mr. Atkins was not employed by us last year, but Mr. Ruskin and Mr. Montague were employed by us. So I would say these 2, now I don't have the rate,
That's
but I can.
Montague.
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 Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. I know him. I would move that we approve those 2 to begin the mowing.
Second?
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
It passes. What do we want to do with Mr. Montague?
That's in addition to Ammon Kennedy, who's
Yes.
also working out there.
Yes.
He's
Okay.
already hired for.
Well, the lifeguards and the 3rd person will come in. 'Cause we
Okay.
haven't seen it, met 'em before.
Nothing right now. We need
Yeah, we'll make sure they come in
And
for
when
next week.
the others come in, they can bring all the terms for all.
Okay.
of them.
Yes.
Payroll have to be notified.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'll have Lori get
Okay.
in touch with you.
Is there any other new business?
No.
Okay, reports from elected officials? Okay,
Back April 15th, you all opened bids for scanning equipment for the prosecutor's
Right.
office. And I was talking with Renetta. We need to accept this bid, but we can't do nothing until July 1 pending the grant. So the bid was for $29,936 to Solution Software. But we haven't approved that yet, so we need
So we need to, if we accept that bid, it will keep them
It will
locked
keep it good.
in, and
Right.
keep it good till the July 1.
yes.
I move, say it again,
Solution Software with the scanning equipment for the prosecutor's office,
amount,
$29,936.
move approved.
Second?
Been properly moved in second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. Okay, reports from county commission. Eldon?
I don't have anything at this time.
We did meet yesterday with Chief Justice Gajo to begin the planning of the grand opening of the Justice Center. So
Okay.
that is under works, beginning with who should be an invited list, okay? This is an invitation that we're looking at first, and then later trying to establish a program that would have this be a celebratory event in the community.
And can I say something to that?
Sure.
I guess in work session, we're gonna talk, I think we're gonna have to cancel the date and move it back. We have some problems, I'll explain it in work session. But I wanted
We'll have to
to,
revise the date.
the date of move-in and grand opening. So that, I wanna do it,
We haven't printed the invitations yet.
that's why I wanted to do it. That's why I wanted to do it.
Yep,
Okay.
that'll be fine.
Do you have anything else?
That's it.
Basically, again, I have requested the list of paving supposedly that the delegates have it. I've asked for them to send it to us and announce it. I thought it was supposed to be announced yesterday. I'll ask again on behalf of us so we can get that list so we know what's going on. Besides that, I do hope that they will continue to work diligently on the potholes. There's some roads, Route 7, that one right outside of Greer Building got me yesterday, and I just hope that, we continually work on trying to set up a meeting. Have we heard anything back from? Okay, so we're trying to set up that meeting so we can do that. Okay, finally, we do need to go in executive session for a short period of time to discuss personnel rules. Do I have a motion on that?
Move to go into executive session.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
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 Okay, we'll go in executive session. We'll be out.
Move to return to regular session, come out of executive session.
Second?
It's been properly moved in second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And before we go, I did find out Alex Wiederspiel is going to be leaving Channel 5. He's been covering us. I don't know if you wanted to say something about where you're going and so on.
I'm going down to Summersville, the speed trap capital of the state, as I've been told about 1,000 times since I took the job. Just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you guys as much, and I'm sorry we haven't been here more lately. We are about as understaffed at Channel 5 as one could possibly imagine right now. We just got all the fresh college kids who just graduated,
Yeah,
so...
it's all heading down there, huh?
Yeah, so...
What are you gonna be doing down in Summersville? Help the
Yeah.
cops stop
Yeah.
traffic?
I'm going to be helping West Virginia Radio launch a station down there, and we're going to be covering some high school sports, and I'm doing the same thing news-wise, but I'll be doing a play-by-play for high school sports and maybe some Division II college, so
Well, don't be a stranger, we got a lot of sports around up here.
hopefully I'll make it back up here.
Yeah, I'll have to make it for the Black Bears
Yeah,
opening.
exactly. This isn't good. This is only goodbye for now. Hopefully I'll be back at some point.
We
Okay.
good, we appreciate
Well,
it.
thank you, and I just wanted to mention that because we do appreciate it. Do I have a motion for adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
Second?
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We be adjourned.